8:20 a.m. on this Saturday morning, December 13th, 2025. Yeah, we have had snow overnight to where there is no evidence of my previous trekking up here into the woods. It is windy, it is cold, it's so cold. I am surprised. Hi, good morning, Mugsy. Let's go, buddy, okay? Let's go eat. I am surprised that these cats are even out and about. Yeah, a lot of snow that we've gotten. Oh, crud, and I was going to get some more containers for water and food out here. But anyways, I'm going to end this, and then we'll come back. I got a little bit of talking I want to get done. So yeah, we'll be back. And we're back at 8:30 a.m. Blue Jays are starting to move in as I have placed some peanuts in the tree here. And of course, peanuts and seed on the ground. Just got done using my boots out here to move a lot of the snow, which we got hit pretty decent overnight. I did not realize to what extent. And even though I always say that I'm going to try to make this quick and so on and so forth. Well, once again, we'll try to do that. Okay, so this morning, watching NBC News, and the crawl at the bottom of the screen, and pertaining to weather and snow. Come on. 27 states, mind you, 27 states are currently under some form of winter warnings or advisories or likewise. 27 states. Something else that came across was a factor of 33 children, I believe, and I forgive me, I cannot remember exactly what it all pertains to, but Oklahoma City, 33 children, 33, okay. And well, seeing as how we are blanketed in whiteness, let's go ahead and contemplate something in regards to the White House in Washington, D.C. Okay? Now then, first and foremost, the White House has the nickname of the People's House, right? So the People's House, meaning that basically the White House is a public entity, if you will, right? But who manages the White House and the grounds thereof? The NPS, aka the National Park Service. Because the White House and the grounds thereof is deemed as a national park. Okay? Regardless of there's residents or tenants that reside within or what have you. Are you going to go? They're being quite timid this morning. Oh, okay, he's up here. Pecking at a peanut. Anyways, so keeping this in mind, that it is actually a national park and managed by the National Park Service, we have to ask ourselves about the demolition of the East Wing of the White House. No, Donald Trump did not get any permission from the National Park Service in accordance to the demolition that has taken place at the east wing of the White House. Okay, so did Donald Trump commit a crime in doing this? Well, I would have to say yes, and even though it might only be something viewed as a misdemeanor, if you will, we can actually view this as a malicious destruction of public property. Okay? And this is no different than, okay, just as a loose example, think about the Hollywood movies about the 1950s or 60s, and you got all these teenage rebellious kids out there that drag race in their hot rod cars, you know, they're, you know, souped up hot rods and racing down the streets at night. And what was one of the fun games to do back then? As you're driving a vehicle down the road, rum, rum. Oh, you pull out the baseball bat, and there's this game to where you see how many mailboxes that you can knock off the posts as you're driving by using the baseball bat, right? That is deemed as malicious destruction of private property, okay? So there's really not any difference there, because destruction is destruction. So just to kind of think about that. Now, I've had a lot of other thoughts come to me, and that's why yesterday I came out with some of the videos that I did. And believe me, I wanted to come out with that much more content because of downloads that have been hitting my brain over the last 3 days. And when this happens, I have what I call or refer to as frequencies in my head because of these sounds. But this is when information comes to me. And a lot of times, the information actually comes when my mind is completely blank. No, not through meditation or anything like that. I just allow my mind to blank out. Or what you might hear from stoners out there, you know, oh yeah, man, I zoned out. Okay? Not much difference. Your mind just kind of goes blank, but thoughts, and it seems as though it's exterior thoughts, will all of a sudden pop into my head just out of the blue without thinking of anything. And that is where my connecting of the dots takes place. Okay? Now, where this information comes from, or you know, what is happening to where I make these connections, I don't know. But that's the scope and scoop of it all. All right? And this comes with, well, this is how a lot of my content comes forth. Oh man, my hands are freezing up really bad. Yeah, we've got a snow removal crew out here this morning, surprisingly. And when it comes down to this village, which they have not been doing a good job at all as far as the sidewalks around here, to where, you know, I actually have to walk down the road. Sometimes having vehicles pass by me to where I could just reach right out and touch them as they drive by, because the snow removal process through this village is just not happening. Okay, and we're getting hit by, you know, more and more of this stuff. Wow, he just gobbled up 2 peanuts. But yeah, I actually have to get out and about in this once again after I'm done out here, because I have to, of course, stock up on needful things, if you will, from a store that, well, I'm getting very disgusted with. But then, you know, if you're not disgusted with life in general these days, are you even human? Yeah. Hey, don't do it. Thank you. So, all right. I am like really freezing up out here. I need to head in, get around so I can take care of more things that I don't really want to do, but I got to do them regardless. So, well, maybe I've given you a couple of things to think about. If not, oh well, too bad. Whether it's too bad for you or too bad for me, it doesn't really matter at this given point in time. Time, yeah. I want to go into so many more topics. I'm telling you what. I mean, just like this stupid three-eye atlas nonsense that, I don't even pay attention to it because why? It is being so severely overhyped. And is anybody really seeing this thing? I mean, this is getting hyped up just like Halley's Comet was overhyped many, many years back. Okay? That's why I don't pay attention to it. Because when you got something that is being hyped up, and of course, this is the new term through this platform, is hype this, hype that. All right? Okay, so that's exactly what's going on. A lot of overhyping to this whatever it is that everybody seems to be just so extremely drawn to, and I personally I see nothing. It means nothing to me. Halley's Comet meant nothing to me. Space in general really does not mean a whole heck of a lot to me anymore. I only focus on that of which I can actually focus upon. Right? And, well, of course, no sky observations here of late because, well, they've got the sky so mucked up through their operations that, well, there's no sense in even attempting to do any type of sky observations, regardless if it's a circle jerker flying about or jet aircrafts or what have you. And, what's really funny is this last thing that I'll state is I watched a video last night that yeah, it was pretty decent. It was showing quite a variety of things until at the very end, and it shows this jet aircraft up close with this major plumage of smoke bellowing from it, and man, so many people in the comment section was rebutting and refuting what was being claimed as far as what was being shown as just contrails, and so many people, that's not contrails, that's chemtrails, that's chemtrails, that's geoengineering, that's cloud seeding, that, and there was only but a couple of viewers that had posted comment calling people tinfoil conspiracy theorists or tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists, they're just contrails. Yeah, okay. But yet, so many others have apparently started to wake up to the nonsense in the skies overhead. And the thing is, that is just the tip of the iceberg when you really get down to the nitty gritty as far as what so many other people have been capturing over the last few years and still currently capturing in the skies overhead. Okay? And even at that, do we believe what we see? Yeah. So I am going to leave off with all that being said, not much being seen. Yeah, these guys are acting very strange this morning, not really coming up as they typically do. And it's not because of fear over the cats. Hi, China girl. Hi. Whoop. Morning, girl. Oh, and I dropped my glove, didn't I? Hi, girl. Go ahead and grab something to eat. Okay, go eat. Okay. It's too cold out here to be monkeying around. All right, so, yeah. We'll end it right there and call it good. as always. So therefore, take care. Have yourselves a great one. And as always, thank you for watching. It is appreciated. 8:55 a.m. and yes, I am back with a little bit of an add-on. Once again, I apologize for the false ending at the end of the previous recorded clip, but I needed to add on just a little bit more pertaining to the White House. So basically, okay, it seems like every year, of course, we have this government shutdown. You know, once or twice a year, we have a government shutdown. You know, and basically it's a vacation for the politicians and so on. At least that's how I see it. But anyways, what or who could actually shut down the government, aka by closing down a public park? Yes, the National Park Service. So, you know, if they were to actually deem that the East Wing was vandalized or an act of vandalism or malicious destruction and toss a crime out there in the direction of Donald Trump, they could literally close down the government because of it being a national park. After all, we've seen, was it throughout this year or the year before, or in fact even during the pandemic, national parks were being closed down, gates being locked. So if things get a little bit too out of hand, out of control, could we actually see the NPS shutting down our government? These are just thoughts, people, okay? These are just what ifs, if you will. Now then, something else that I've noticed, and of course this has been a talking point for quite a few years now, but you know, with all these clips of Donald Trump here lately, something that I noticed, of course, that many others have noticed, is the factor that he does not wear a wedding band or ring, okay? And according to just a little bit of so-called research, it is stated that Donald Trump never wears jewelry. But yet, I find this very strange that he would not don a gold wedding band, because after all, he wants to surround himself with nothing but gold, and always speaking about, you know, the golden age, the golden dome, the golden, oh, you know, the golden throne in his bathroom there in Trump Tower, you know, gold, gold, gold. But yet, he does not wear any gold. Is this religious? You know, because the wedding band is highly symbolic. But then you're dealing with a guy that's been married, what, 3 times? So, you know, yeah. If I was to ever get married, believe you me, those wedding vows would be strictly adhered to, and no divorce. I mean, it would be death before divorce. You know, before there would be a parting of ways within my marriage, if once again I was to ever get married. But at 50 years old, I've managed to escape that scenario. Okay, so we'll end it there. This has now gone on long enough. We're talking, what, 20 minutes overall or something like that. So, you know, I can't make short videos, and that's why I don't make video shorts, because, no, it just doesn't work for me. You know, I did that while on TikTok, because after all, you know, this horizontal format is a video. This is not. This is formatted for picture taking, okay? This is video. Yeah. And you know, and now this platform is just being just overwhelmed through these video shorts and community postings, you know? But you don't get anything out of it. No, it's videos in this format that you get monetized over. And yeah, 12 million YouTube channels were removed or deleted within this year. But there's other stats, so as far as like in 2023, there was quite a few million so-called channels removed. And that trend continues on. Why? Because once again, just like I've stated in past content, it's all about revenue. You know, they can give a rat's behind over, you know, content, if you will. It's all about revenue, financialism. And this world, unfortunately, revolves around financialism. But can we actually call cryptocurrency or credit cards or anything like that that does not have that little statement of this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private? Yeah, go all digital, people, and you will lose everything that you have worked for. Yeah, that's what AI is going to do. Eventually, you know, everybody will be put on an even leveled playing field out of equality. You know? Yeah. All right, enough. Enough. Take care. Have a great one. Thanks for watching once again. And if you're in this kind of weather, stay warm. And if you're in those areas to where you're being overwhelmed by heat, well, like I stated to one viewer, hey, I'd be more than happy to send the jets your way.